Good morning, everybody. We'll wait just a second to give some people some time to get on and join us. Did you guys enjoy the donuts?
Yes.
Yeah. Donuts to go is probably one of the best places. Granny, who are you looking for? Your friends? To join you? Did you tell your friends?
I shared it on my Facebook.
Yes. Say hello once you jump on, especially our friends and family in Missouri. When you jump on, join us today. Say hello. Send us a little heart, because we love y'all. We're sending some hearts to you. We got some really fun stuff to talk about today. Just our journey as women. It's been pretty cool. I'm glad you were off today, Nisha. No volleyball today?
I thought it was evening.
Oh, there's still volleyball today. Okay, just later. Terry, you didn't work today.
No. And please do not call me in.
Right. That's Terry.
I know.
Terry's sitting her.
She doing sitting down somewhere.
Terry's sending her shout out, y'all. She said, "Do not call her in."
Events are they've taken care of it.
And you're not working today either, Kim.
Not at work.
Not at work. Okay. Well, yeah. Granny, of course you're no overtime today.
No.
You're off today.
Priority here today.
We're saying they're saying they're off work, or we're saying we're off work, but we all know better. Work never stops, especially when you're a strong woman achieving greatness. Shout out to Miss Kim wearing the swag gear. Yes. I got my swag gear on too. Yes, Rocket. We'll have to get you guys some swag. You can't come back without swag gear.
Maybe kind of should have been in my Mother's Day gift.
Oh,
I know.
All right. Yeah, all right. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started with these lovely ladies that have joined me today. Got my niece Nisha, my mother Jeanette, my good friend Terry, and my other good friend Kim. We're just gonna jump in on a conversation around mothers, daughters, sisters, and others. Of course, we miss Niecy today. We miss Niecy because she was supposed to be here, but she's sick, and so we just want to send a shout out to Niecy.
Hi,
We
Niecy.
love you.
Hey, Bill.
We love you. We miss you here, being here today, adding and contributing to the conversation. At the end of this little segment today, we are going to offer an opportunity for you all to ask any questions or send us your comments about what we are talking about. And just, it's just us here talking. But we do I did send them some specific questions and things that I felt like it was important that we talked about. Some things that we touched on. Yes, family, I see your hearts. Love you back. Love you back. So one thing for sure, what is something you wish you knew about? Well, let me just back up a little bit, because we already got into the whole Mother's Day thing. Granny brought it. And she wish she had something now. But what is something, for those of us who are mothers, you wish you knew about motherhood before becoming a mom? I know for me, one thing I wish I knew was that that I was gonna love them just as much as they got on my nerves. That's one thing I wish I had known, that your kids getting on your nerves was gonna happen, and I wish that I knew that it's okay to have feelings of like, I don't want to be with my kids today. That those feelings are okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Granny, I know you definitely. There's some things that you wish you knew about motherhood before you became a mom, right?
Well, along with that, yeah, you didn't really, like you said, you don't know that you need time away, but you do.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I can say is that I didn't know that it was going to be an emotional roller coaster my whole life. Because first of all, when you start out, they're like sitting on your lap.
Mm-hmm.
But as they go older, they're on your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're wearing them on your sleeve all the time. And that never ceases. Even today, they're on my sleeve. They're like, I'm wide open and exposed to their emotions, their financial troubles, their health, their whatever goes on in their life, I'm affected by it. Even though I may not say anything, but it still impacts me in a great way. So I didn't know that it was going to be like that before I became a mom.
Oh yeah. I know that there's a quote that says being a mother is like having your heart walk around outside of your body.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, and then there's times when I'm like, I'm just being honest, man.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest because I know you don't wake up like that.
No, and I think that it wasn't as hard as you think it's going to be, or actually the opposite. It's so much harder being a mom than you thought it was going to be. You just wanted to have a baby, you wanted to have this cute little thing and hold it and love it and everything. And then they grow older and you got all the things that go along with it. And there's no rule book, there's no instructions, there's no, because everybody's different, everybody has different experiences. And it was just a lot harder than you think it's going to be when you want to enter into motherhood.
Yeah. What would you say was one of your greatest challenges, though? You said it's a lot harder, but what would you say was like, ooh, what was?
Just overcoming like low income. Like there was times where I was raising my kids and we had $25 for gas, food, and everything else a week. So it was really tough. But we made it. I mean, we like Subway used to have $2 Tuesdays, so we'd get done with baseball practice and we'd go, and Amanda and I would share one, and my son would eat one because he was just played the game. So
Wow.
and that was $4 out of that 25, right?
Got 21 left.
And then you still gotta have fuel, right? And we lived out of town, so it was like 9 miles any which way we were gonna go. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, that money thing is tough.
So we
That's hard.
liked and ate a lot of mac and cheese. It used to be 25 cents a box. And a can of chili, and you make chili mac, we ate that a lot.
Yeah, I can remember there were some times, even that financial struggle. But I don't know why, whenever I had my kids, it was like, it didn't seem like a struggle, quote unquote.
Right.
It was just like, that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do for my kids. And I'm sure you felt like that, Mom, because I know.
Yeah, because I think growing up, we didn't know that we were poor.
Right.
So my mom she aced that, not letting us know that we were poor.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like that with mine. So I remember Jamie saying in our meeting that she would go and open the cabinets sometime and they would be empty.
Yeah.
And all we had was flour and sugar.
Yeah.
But I made that flour and sugar into something that, boy, it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So yeah, make some gravy.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you know, I knew how to make biscuits, so we had biscuits and gravy.
Mhm.
And that was rich to them.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That was
Totally
good.
with that financial
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've realized too, like coming into motherhood, I did not really understand the self-sacrifice. If there was anything that I knew before coming into motherhood, I wish that I knew I wish that I had done some things for myself. Because once you become a mother, it's not about you anymore. It's not. Everything's like these kids, these kids, these kids. And it's not about you anymore. And there are things, I mean, you see women do it all the time. They go back to school. They say, well, I'm going to go live out my dream now, you know, when their kids are grown or whatever. It's because when they became a mother, all of that went on the back burner.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's right for everybody, and I'm not saying that that's what happens with everybody.
Right.
I just know, like, for me, if I had known that bringing kids into this world was going to mean you ain't gonna get to do this, you know, that it was just gonna stall some things for a minute. I probably would have waited. Even though we waited 3 years.
And I'm going backwards, I would have waited longer too, except for now, I have the benefits because my kids are older now. But I became a mom at 19. So, you know, I grew up pretty much with my son.
Yeah.
Because I was still a teenager.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I know even having a son, having a daughter is different. And I know that there's a quote that says, mothers love their sons, but raise their daughters. And the same is true for fathers. Fathers raise their sons, but love their daughters. I have a daughter, and one of the things that I want her to know about herself is the most important validation she could ever receive is going to come from herself.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I want my daughter to know about herself. I know y'all don't have daughters right now, but you know, you are daughters and you're others. Well, I mean, when you think about having a daughter, what would you want her to know about herself?
Well, I guess I was looking at the question for some time, just like what did I receive from my mother? What did I see that my peers may have received from their mothers? And if I felt that I missed something. And what my mother gave us as girls, so I'm the youngest of 6, 2 brothers and in total 3 sisters.
Why didn't I know that? Why did I know you had
well, 4 sisters. Yes, I'm one of 4 of the sisters. Anywho, but what I've noticed is my mom, that lady, she was the financial advisor, she was a tutor, she was the baker, and we still had my father who was present, but not fully emotionally present. So mom filled in all those roles. And I saw that she did it all. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do all of it as well. And what we saw was an evolution with my mom, like how she could still be so stern, but then soothe us, our make us, our nurturing, you know? And I'm like, first, I'm kind of perplexed as a child, like, you just whoop me. You just whoop me, but you have to be both these roles. But what I was able to do is become very adaptable to what our situations was. And I want my child, my daughter, my son to be adaptable to where their present place is, if it's with
Mhm.
school or
Mhm.
or adults.
Mhm.
Just making sure that they allow themselves to evolve.
Yeah.
Because we're learned one way, but as the scripture says, as a child, I spake as a child. But as an adult, I put away those childish ways. I want my children to know that they have the permission to evolve and change and learn more about themselves. And I think that's what my mom had did with us girls.
Mm-hmm.
That lady.
Nisha, you are almost like a mom to all
Yes.
these
Yes.
these
Siblings.
yeah,
Yes.
siblings
Cousins.
and cousins, I mean, is there something specific that you hope these girls watching you walk away with? Like,
I think my biggest thing is like what you said, the self-validation and feeling like you can just look at yourself each and every day and feel like, oh man, I really love myself. It's okay to have that self-confidence. It's okay to love yourself. And I just want my daughter to know that she is beautiful regardless. And I just want her to know that she can come to me with anything every day. Because me and my mom have a very open relationship. We talk about any and everything. And I just want her to know that that's okay for her to be like that with me.
yeah.
And I just want her to have that confidence in herself and chase after her dreams and don't let anything hold her back. And I feel like each and every woman should feel that way, really. Like nothing is holding you, nothing is stopping you from achieving those goals. Being the greatest woman, being the best version of yourself. Really.
Yeah. I want Michaela especially to know that she has that having a beautiful heart is more important than having a beautiful face.
Yes.
Because everybody is so quick to be like, you're so cute, you're so cute, you're so pretty, But then I see her act a certain way and I'm like, that is ugly. That right there, what you just said, what you just did, that is ugly.
Yeah.
There is nothing beautiful about that.
Right.
So just to be able to let her know, and when she does something well, I will say to her, your heart is so beautiful that you saw that person and you wanted to give them whatever it was that she had, because she'll do that. She'll give stuff away. I'll be like, wait a minute, do I need that? But yeah, just, that I know that's important to me, that beauty is gonna, that is gonna fade.
Yeah,
You
ain't always gonna have that.
But Granny's sitting up here like, what y'all talking about? Because
I
I still got it. What you talking about?
Because I'm swag, remember?
Okay.
But I would say that the one thing that she needs to know about herself is that you cannot please all the people all the time.
That's good.
And you can sometimes not please some of the people some of the time. So you have to live your life by choices, and that's what you do. That's the greatest gift that God gave us, is that gift of choice. Because that choice is what makes you who you are now, and what will make you who you are in the future. So that's what that freedom of choice.
And I think you did try to show us that, growing up, but I struggled with that. And sometimes I still do. Not so much now that I'm getting older and I can see exactly what you're saying. You're not going to please all the people all the time. But growing up, I definitely wanted to be that. I tried to be that.
And it's
exhausting. And it makes you physically ill, and you are disappointed with yourself all the time. It just brings, even though your intent is outward, it brings a lot of inward trouble on yourself. Even though you're intending to do this for other people, you cause a lot of problems for yourself. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm sick. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my, you're worried. You're disappointed. You're upset. It's just like causing self-trauma.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't like that. I know you probably were intentional about teaching your daughter some stuff.
Oh, well,
about herself, what you wanted her to know going
yeah,
on.
I know she knows that she's strong. I mean, she's gone through some stuff and she knows that she's strong, but she also was a miracle. So, and she knows that too, and that there's a reason that she's on this earth and that she doesn't ever lose knowing that she's a miracle and there's a reason for her being here. That's what I want her to know.
Oh yeah. Michaela's a miracle too.
Yeah.
She is absolutely a miracle. And I know in the absence of my sister, you know, one of the things I'd asked you guys was what was something that you learned from your sister? And I was blessed with 2 sisters growing up. And I share this story with a lot of the kids that I mentor and a lot of middle school kids that I teach. I was being bullied in middle school. And this girl, she decided that she was going to follow me home one day. I don't even know why. I really don't even know why. Followed me home one day, and she decided that she was going to fight me. So she tries to, you know, fight me. Of course, I was trying to fight her back, but this girl was like, we were in middle school, but she was like 15. Shouldn't have been in middle school. Right. But when I walked in that back door of our house and Niecy and Mickey were there, they were like, what's wrong? And I told them what had happened. Didn't think nothing else about it. And they were like, okay. They were just like, okay.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the next morning I got ready to go to my bus stop, go to school, whatever. And following me to my bus stop was Niecy and Mickey. They were following me to the bus stop. They got down there and they looked at this young lady and they told her who they were. And then she better not ever wasn't gonna happen no more. And this young lady actually, she had an older brother, and he too was in middle school. And they rode the bus with us. And Niecy looked at him and said, "You better not say nothing either."
Baby film.
Man, it was
She
just
loved
like,
fighting boys anyway.
oh Lord.
She got kicked off the bus a few times.
We can't talk about Niecy because she's not here to defend her.
I'm sure she on there.
Oh, she's typing right
Yeah, I
now.
Oh my God. So yeah. But what I learned from my sisters is that your family, the ones that you love, the ones that you are close to, they are the most important people. And that if you're going to give the best of yourself to anybody, it's going to be to them. You're not going to go out here and give everything, your best to the people who don't care about you. You're going to give the best to the people who care about you. I learned that from my sisters. They wasn't playing. They were not playing.
I love it. Yeah.
Kim, do you have sisters?
I do.
Oh, I
I
didn't
do.
know that.
Yeah. And so when I read that question and I was thinking about it, I wanted to talk about my sister Rhonda. And what I've learned from her is inner joy. She is in assisted living with congested heart failure and she has no family around her. But yet when I call her or email her or talk to her, she still has joy. And she's living in solitude pretty much. So she's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I think we can all learn from Rhonda. That inner joy. I know it's always fun. Oh, Terry's got sisters. Terry's got how many?
I have 3 sisters.
3 sisters.
So 4 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
I know, yeah.
Younger, older.
Older. So I have, we're 2 years apart. So my mother has a total of 4. My dad had 2 from previous marriages.
Okay.
Him. That's poppin'. But with my sisters, the oldest we're 15 years apart
Oh
of
my.
our sisters. The second one, I'm 4 years from her and 2 years from the one above me. So in our house growing up, of course, my sister, who was the oldest, we weren't in the same house. That's my father's daughter. But with me and my two sisters above me, always. So what I've learned from them two, and still coupled with my first sister, is protection and business. And a lot is being like retrospect. Like as a child, all I wanted to do was just like be right there next to him the whole time.
Yes.
And of course, any baby sister,
You
your
should leave one like
baby.
me. They were
I
like,
couldn't, and I was like, but I adored them so much. I just wanted to be so close to them. So the sister above me, we were really close, but I had the other one, and she was like, Pilani is her. And
oh, okay.
so Pilani and Troy are the ones I'm talking about. My older sister is Shadana. But with Pilani, she was this a mother figure in a sense, because mom was working 2-3 jobs. So every morning when we were in elementary, my mom was preparing for her work, and my sisters will prepare me for school. So the oldest, Pilani, will get my hair together. And I always had balls and barrettes. I didn't want to have balls and barrettes.
Hey, balls and barrettes.
You know,
Yes.
but I was like, they were able to have like beautiful
Amber.
straight hair.
Amber
Get that
Perkins, if you're watching, I want you to put a heart up for balls and barrettes.
Balls and barrettes.
Lord.
That's what it was. So my
Give me that
sister
bowl.
would do I would get dressed at home, my sister above me, and then the oldest would get my hair together on the bus. And kids are kids, so they're looking over to see, it's like, what's going on? Why? Because we're from LA in Louisiana, so they're not aware of balls and barrettes. But they what's that click clack? Remember the little toys? Click
Yes.
What's those click clacks? So they do my balls like that. But my
Oh,
sisters, protection, because others will not be aware of that style, that culture, and it was the boys. And my oldest sister one time. So coming from school, similar to, I guess, just being that protector, it was a young guy who just had some not so nice words to say to me. And my sister caught wind across the street, and she rushed over to him. Mind you, she's in like high school, and we're barely getting into middle school. So she mobs across the street to this young guy, and I think she said some words.
Usually sisters do.
She said some words, but in my heart of heart, I'm like, don't make him cry, just make him stop. Like, don't hurt his feelings, just make him stop, in a sense. But she didn't know that boundary at the time, so she just let him have it. And it stopped, but I don't know, I guess I was so soft-hearted towards people. Grateful that it stopped. But business side of the girls, all of my sisters are married. All of my sisters handle the finances in the house, and they're all corporate business minded in a sense. So
That's that Stephanie Graham.
that's like, it's, you know. So that's one thing that I at first mentioned that I did for my sisters.
Well, I know it's always a great time when my mom's sisters come up here. If any of my aunts are watching, throw some hearts up. I love you guys. I miss you guys. It's always a good time when they come up here. And we got some stories about the sisters. But Mom, I know you learned some stuff from them.
I did. One sister in particular is my sister Jo. What I've learned from her is resilience, that kick down and bounce back up type. Her life has been one like that. And that I've learned that from her. No matter what comes your way, you just got to bounce back up. She'll tell you today, it's not how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get up.
Okay, Joe.
All right,
And
Joe.
she will add, and God is faithful. Because she is, she's very spiritual in her walk. And I love that about her. There's one story that I want to tell about. I don't know if she even remembers it.
Oh,
but I
Joe,
hope
get ready.
she does. But she was pregnant with Tanya. And she's gotten pretty big with her. My sister Wilma called her Balloon Belly.
Oh.
So that ticked her off pretty much. So she chased Wilma, because we lived near bean fields and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She chased her across the field. I mean, running this belly way out here.
Wow.
And Wilma just happened to run back to the house and jump on the bed, which is, she shouldn't have done that. My sister in the house got on top of her and beat her down. So I remember that about her, but that resilience
Yeah.
is what really stands out. She's still that way today.
Yeah.
A knock down, get back up.
And I
And she
know.
will knock you
I know, that's what I heard.
She'll knock you down. She will knock you down, and you will have to get back.
Yes. I know that my mom has 7 sisters.
Yes.
So there's Joe, my mother, Wilma, Linda, Zella, Nita, Corrine, and Gloria.
Wow, lots of
Yes, and we
One
love
brother.
them all. We have a family group on Facebook of where we communicate as a family called Jules. And I mean, those ladies are encouraging. They pray for you when you need prayer. They are posting stuff on there just to let you know what's going on, because we live so far away. We don't always know what's up, what's going on. And I know that they couldn't all be here when my sister Mickey passed away, but my Aunt Anita was here. And I remember when she got up and she spoke at Mickey's funeral. And it wasn't this big long speech. It was just kind of an acknowledgement that we are a family and we love each other and we are here to support, you know. And man, that just meant so much having her here. And I just remember different ones in different occasions and what they have brought to our lives. My Aunt Corrine and how she can sing, my Aunt Gloria on the keyboard, and her wisdom, my God, my Aunt Gloria and her wisdom, and my Aunt Zella, who is a minister, my Aunt Linda, the kindest, most gentle soul. Oh my goodness. My Aunt Joe and how resilient she is, of course, you know. I just love those ladies. My Aunt Wilma, she's so funny. But that woman can sing like nobody's business. Boy, when she get to sing, yes. Yes. I know, Nisha, you are the oldest. You're the oldest, but I know you learned something from your little sister, Janice.
My Lord.
Yeah.
Me and her.
Y'all get along so well.
So well.
Oh, it's so adorable.
I've learned to hide my stuff from her. No, with Janice, I've honestly learned more. I've gained more confidence because of her, and I've learned from her to stand strong in who I am, because I know that she's looking up to me, and it's just a lot. I don't know. It's not easy being the oldest sister, but I don't know. Like she's a very good young lady, and I really admire her and her spirit, and I don't know. She's one of a kind.
Yeah, she
And I've learned from her. Yeah,
you up and shut you down.
I've learned from her to. I've gained more love because of her. Like I've like a genuine love to love my siblings, and that is because of her. And I really appreciate who she is.
Yeah. It's so interesting to me how we can sit here as women and have this conversation. You know, of course we know each other fairly well. I think I know you a little bit. But just be able to, as women, sit down and have a conversation and be able to be transparent with one another and share with one another, and being able to walk away taking little nuggets with us, you know. I wish that other women, that we as women as a whole, that we were able to do this more with one another, have these kind of conversations. I know that a lot of women looking at me, one of the questions that I'd asked you guys was, what was something that you wish other women knew about you? I wish that other women looking at me, they look at me and I hear a lot of times, you're strong, you're so confident, you're this and that. I wish they knew how long it took me to be this.
That's good.
Years. Literally years.
She's
I
so
just-
young still.
Yes.
Yes.
And even in saying that I'm still so young, I was in front of people at a very young age because of the talent and gift that God gave me of music. And so it put me in front of people at a very young age, very young. And I was not always as confident, and I wasn't as strong as people thought I was. And, you know, you have the saying, fake it until you make it, but I was like, faith it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
had faith that God would make me what I wanted
Yes, ma'am.
and what I perceived
Yes, ma'am.
and desired to be. So I just had that faith. Now, it's taken years to get to that point. But I just wish that other women knew that about me, and that little quote, give yourself time. The caterpillar, the cocoon, and then the butterfly. Yeah. You see somebody today and you just don't know what they went through to get to where they are.
And I think it's that often we don't hear the authentic truth of our sisters. And it's not that, well, I'm not sure what the cause of it is, but the effect is a bit distant.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when those conversations take place, what creates a discussion, if you will, is relatability. Like, oh wow, because we do those that we admire, we have a beautiful place for them. This is a wonderful pedestal, and it's goal oriented, it's inspiration, but often on, like, and I'll say for me, often on my side, I don't realize I have them up so high to where I may feel they're untouchable because I put them so high. But the moment that the conversations come from those that, you know, we admire, it levels us to where I'm like, wow, like you had to fake them to make them too. Honestly, Jamie, like I despise that saying, fake it till you make it. It just oh my goodness, because
we gotta know
as a
fakes.
believer, you know,
Right.
I'm like, I'm not
No.
faking any of this. Like, this is my authentic self. But for someone to share in that reality that I was not always what you currently see, and what you currently see, I'm still striving to be fully that.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
achieving.
I'm like, wow. So I think the more conversations we can have to lay out our truths and find some relatability, it's a force to be reckoned with. It builds us up internally, collectively, and then others then, you know, feel that that, you know, strength there too. So.
Yeah, that's kind of what Pastor was talking about Sunday night at KFCA. He was like, I see that you made it where you are now, but show me what it took for you to get to where you are now.
Yes.
Show me what you had to go through. Show me that side of you. And a lot of people just live every day like trying to be confident and be strong for other people, but really they are struggling. And a lot of people can relate to the confident side of you, the happy side of you, but other people can relate to that downside of you too, to that side that you're struggling with every day. And a lot of people need to hear that. I just feel like the fake it till you make it thing is just, it's crazy that people live by that each and every day.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be yourself.
Yeah, because you're being
You're being fake. Like, you're faking it.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want that.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I just feel like, show each and every side of you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people need to see all of that. So,
Yeah,
you never know who you're helping.
exactly. Yeah, and be like transparent about it. Yeah, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
When you said that.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna be walk away from it and be like, oh, well, I couldn't show that it, because I'm trying to fake it.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Knowing good and well it hurts you.
You would hurt. Just as hurt. What do you wish that other women do about you, Kim?
That one's a tough one for me. I don't. I keep thinking about what my response is to that, and I know that everybody walks a different path, and sometimes we go off the path that we're supposed to be on, and I can actually say I've gone off the path I was supposed to be on several times in my life, but never give up.
Not you.
Never give up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just never give up.
Yeah. What do you wish other women knew about your brain? Nothing.
Well, yes, I do, because it's hard for me not to live independently, because my role model was a single woman, single parent, and that's what she portrayed. And that's what I gathered from her. I live, and I still live that way. And it's hard for me to not live any other way. So, and actually I need them to know that I am an introvert. Did you know that? I am. I'm an introvert. I do my best thinking and talking to myself by myself.
Oh.
And that's why you see me here with these notes.
Yeah.
Because I can think better that way, writing it down. It's hard for me to instantaneously give my thoughts like that, because I'm always thinking about, am I saying the right thing? I want you to know exactly how I feel. So yeah, I'm an introvert. I am not one to get out there and in the crowd of people and throw out my thoughts, and because that's in that setting, I can be fake.
Yeah.
I can be fake.
Yeah.
And and I don't really like that about me, because I want to be real.
You want to be real.
I want to be real. And I am, and just, I think it has made people have strong opinions about me, like when I don't show up to a function, or if they think I should be at, and I don't show up. And the reason I don't show up is because I don't want to. I don't want to tell them.
Throw up a heart. Come on,
here,
somebody. Throw up a heart.
Because, this is not how I'm feeling today. I don't feel like smiling today.
Oh my
I
God.
don't feel like talking today.
Authentic. You don't feel like it's going
so,
for
and they'll go, well, why weren't you there? And you should be there. You did. But and I've learned even from my sister, my sister Jo, is that it's okay to be me.
Yeah.
Because me is who I am.
Yeah. Today you are you. That is truer than true.
And that's every day. I'm me. So, I can be friends with people. And, my trust circle is very small.
Yeah.
It encompasses my family and people that I bring in.
Yeah.
So it's a small circle. But I can be friends with everybody until they show me that you're not my friend.
Yeah.
So but that's what I want you to know, ladies, about me.
Listen. I remember the first time that my mom told me that. Like, I invited you to something. Like, you want to come to this? And I don't even know if I was even really that excited about going wherever it was. But anyway, I invited my mom, and she just said, I don't feel like smiling today, so I'm not going. And I was like,
That sounds
Like I couldn't wrap my mind around. You don't feel like smiling, so you ain't. But I totally get that now.
Yes.
Like for me, I'm like, if it is not gonna bring peace, if it's not gonna bring happiness, if it's not gonna bring those things into my life, then I don't want to be connected to it.
Right.
Or
And you know
I may not just feel
we were
like
in a
it.
church, and you know, I thank God that our path was the way it was.
Mhm.
But you had to be there.
Yeah.
And if you didn't show up, boy,
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's okay if
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Yes.
Because what can I bring if I'm not even wanting to be there?
Yep.
I don't want to be there because I don't feel like that today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
wrong vibe too.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's better just to be you. Because that's who you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
wish the other women knew about you,
I'm
Nisha?
the same way.
That
I'm really not very. I don't really like to socialize that much.
is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
She doesn't even look like that, does she?
I'll go out with my friends
But
sometimes,
yeah.
and I'm just there with them. Like I don't like really talking to other people outside of our circle. I'm just not. It's not that I'm a very rude person. I just don't like talking to people like that and having a conversation all the time. Like people, I can be on a road trip or something. People are like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just sitting here listening to music. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm not very. I don't know. I just don't talk a lot.
You
And
learn
nothing's wrong with
so
me.
much
Nothing's
about
wrong with me.
people just by
Yeah.
observing and
Yes.
listening.
Yes. Yes. I think
That's
you
so
learn
true.
more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's so true. We're gonna wrap up. Jerry, we got mothers, daughters, sisters, and others over there. Yay! Yes. Do we have any questions or comments that you want to read back?
There were a few.
Okay.
The first thing I would say is the comments you made about being introverted.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people resonated with that. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
There was something Linda had said.
And this is my Aunt Linda.
Yeah, Aunt Linda. Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Auntie.
I love you, Linda. Linda.
Can
Listen, Linda.
Man.
Can we rewind back to the one conversation about confidence?
Okay.
Because she made the comment that she didn't feel confident.
No.
And is there something you would say to that? Like, what has helped you build your confidence over time?
Over time,
Mm.
the biggest thing that has helped me to build my confidence is not comparing myself with anyone else. I'm not in competition with anybody but me.
Right.
Mm.
The person that I want to be better than is Jamie yesterday. That's the only person I'm in competition with. And that really helped my confidence because even as a child prodigy in regards to music, there were a lot of people who were like, oh, Jamie, she's the best, she's the best, she's the best. But the more you play and the more you become exposed to other people who are doing what you can do. And guess what? I got around some people who could do it better than me. But what it did though was it caused me to appreciate what I had, what I knew, and then I began to build up on that. But I wasn't in competition with those people who could do it better than me. I applauded them. And I think sometimes as women, we don't do that enough with each other. We don't just applaud one another for your strength and what you bring to the table. Like what I brought to the table today, what did y'all bring to the table?
Right.
But seriously, just being able to, as women, applaud each other for what you bring to the table. Don't compete with everybody. Because if you bring some greens in, and you bring some cornbread in, and you bring some,
Plate.
Well, you we gotta ring on. You know, I brought some chicken and I brought some Kool-Aid. We gonna eat good. You know, together. So confidence, that confidence is just that it's being confident in who you are, who God made you to be. And guess what? God likes me. He likes me.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
I like you, Jamie.
Hey, God. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Lord. Sarah called Abraham Lord.
I'm not mad at none of that. Would anybody else like to chime in on that subject? Would you like to add anything? Bad girl number 8, 9, 14.
I think all the trials that I've been through has developed more confidence, and definitely employment, because I'm a lot like you. I stand back and I watch, and I prefer that more than anything, and to talk to more than one person at a time, it makes me uncomfortable. So, yeah. But I'm good one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are.
And there's some people that are not good one-on-one because it puts you in a very transparent place
Yeah.
where you would rather be like, I'd rather talk with a group of people. Yeah, because somebody in there is going to be worse than me.
Yeah.
You know, you just never know. Some people are one-on-one, some are not.
But the more trials you go through, I think the more you lean on God, and that makes you stronger. So, so don't think that just because you're going through a lot, that it's not building you up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions or comments out there?
We do. Linda had made the comment that you really lose yourself just in the everyday rigors of being a mother. You know, all your attention, all of your energy is so focused on your kids.
Yeah.
Nisi made the comment, I really struggle with the kids issue, feeling like I always want them around and feeling guilty when I don't have them with me.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that?
Let go of guilt.
Let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
Yeah.
She ain't talking about me, she's talking about the little kids.
Well,
I'm going
Bree,
on.
you learned. Somehow you learned to do it because you believe us.
It's because I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Now she doesn't have to because she has a husband at home. Nisi does.
Mm-hmm.
I only had me,
Yeah.
so I had to leave you. So it's not that I wanted to, and I do understand what she means by that.
Yeah.
Because you want to grab them and you want to keep them close. But
I think even having a
See?
husband at home, I think even still you have to.
you have to.
You
yes,
have
you
to
do.
because then
You have
there's a part of you that needs to exist and thrive absent from children because they're not always going to be there. You know who's always going to be there? You.
Right. But she struggles with, having them close to her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be something that in her childhood that she's still struggling with.
Okay.
Like maybe the idea that she had to be like mom to you guys.
Yeah.
And even now she has a problem letting go of you guys.
Yeah.
Now you know that.
I
She
love
has
you.
a problem
Lisa.
letting you go. And she's always concerned about y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh yeah.
you can't tell Nisi you just gotta let them go. It's just something that has to happen over time.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though she may still hold them, eventually they're gonna go
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
So
I can say I struggled with that because my whole growing up, like I said, with my son, I raised them as I was growing up as well. when they were both gone, I was devastated. I didn't know who I was or what I was or how I was going to do anything because my whole life existed around them. So it was tough.
It's well, I could tell nieces. Well, even me, I'm that way. I can barely stand to be away from my children. They don't know that because that's what I was away from them for so long, and then now it's hard for me. That's why I'm always texting. How are you doing? This, that. Because it's so hard for me to be away from them, even though I love being by myself. It's hard for me to be away from my children.
You just want to know we're okay.
Yeah, and to be in their life like that, I need that interaction with them. I need that. And that may be just what Niecy has. She needs that interaction with them. She needs that. So, yeah.
Was there anybody else, Jerry?
Yeah, we got a question directed to Nisha from your mother. And it is, how do you respond to people who view your confidence as being cocky?
I don't know, really with that, I just feel like I don't care.
Great answer.
I don't care.
Great answer.
I know for myself, I'm not cocky. I'm very confident who I am and who I was raised to be by you and dad. So if y'all think I'm cocky, then y'all don't think I'm cocky. But I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I'm a queen. I know that I'm loved by many people. I validate myself.
There you go.
I'm not cocky at all, so I really don't feel like I have to explain anything to anybody.
Yeah.
She's swag.
She's
I'm
a
swag.
strong woman achieving greatness. And you know, somebody said to me the other day, what other people think of you is none of your business.
Right.
Yeah.
It's none of your business what they think. So, you know, hey.
Yeah.
That swag is one thing that makes you say positive things or make you about yourself that you wouldn't normally say. Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that,
That's true.
Jamie. Yeah, I like that.
That's strong women achieving greatness.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why whenever we do In the Swag Spotlight, I have the women put it in their own words because it forces you to say kind things about yourself and to honor yourself in a way that you probably have not. To say, man, thank you for showing up. You know,
That's the
gosh,
hardest,
for
one of the
yourself.
hardest things I had to do.
Because we show up for everybody else.
Yes,
We do.
spotlight.
We do.
But when it comes to us, we're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. To be able to just write it out and to look and reflect back and say, man, I have done a lot. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I would like to add something. I would just want to
So
honor.
you're going to jump in on the others. Okay.
Yes, if that is okay. Is that okay? Can I jump in? I just want to honor the fact that seeing this, it's obvious that there is an intact sisterhood of some kind, or at least you're working to strengthen that
Yes.
very thing. And the idea that your sisters protected you, that they, you know, you had a support system, people were looking out for you, you know, and I feel like anytime we see that, we ought to honor that and support that and share that on. I think that's fantastic. And just seeing this is the start of something remarkable.
Yeah.
So kudos.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
I really enjoyed having you all here today, but I got other stuff that I got.
Are you tired of smiling, Jamie?
Listen, I'm tired of smiling now. It's been so fun. It's been real. I thank you all for coming and just being swag today.
Yeah.
You all are
Appreciate you.
strong women achieving greatness. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's needed. Yeah. It's really
Thank
needed.
you. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for joining in on the conversation. There will be more swag conversations. Do we have another question coming up with Jerry?
Your mother snuck another one in.
Okay.
This question is for Terry. Do you feel pressured by other women to get married and to have children?
Oh.
If so, how do you deal with that?
I gotta sip the tea on that.
I gotta
Calm down. Well, Mrs. Howard, I believe there were pressures. I believe coming from like the 20s, and a lot of our friends around our age some were teen moms, some were moms in their early 20s, or even married in their early mid-20s, and always having the desire to be a mother, always around kids, nieces and nephews. And I believe I was given into those pressures society-wise, because it met a desire of mine and what I perceived to be the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And then when time didn't align with it, I was devastated.
Ooh. I
was devastated to where there was waves of emotions, excitement, devastation, anger. Like, okay, Lord, here I am, sold out to you. Sold out to all that you say I am and that I can enjoy here on this earth, yet I do not have the physical, evidence of that. Faith, yes, I knew it was going to come, and I was just like, okay, Dad, like, it's about that time. It's about that time. And so when that didn't take place, it has been, and it often becomes a challenge, because if it's a desire of yours,
mm-hmm.
and you have so much love and experience, if you will, in you, it seems it's just sitting.
Yeah.
And you're on full. And if you've ever, I feel like I'm hoarding all this love that I need to give out to seeds. Well, yes, I mean, yes, it because I believe it's going to be not just giving out, but I'm going to receive more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it feels as though this cup is so over full, I need to pour it out to receive more of it. So that was the 20s, but I kid you not, I still desire it. It's still a desire, but when 30s hit,
mm-hmm.
it didn't go away. It just aligned to where God was showing me, when you become a wife and a mother, and you guys can speak more to this too, but the peace that he gave me is when you become a wife and a mother, that'll be the time for you to experience these new things with that. But before you get there, I need you to go here, get this, give this, acquire this, get an understanding of all these other things, like even in school and with work and business. Because I need you to, as Terry Zeta,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be this, you need to be this. So when husband come, you are already her. You're already her. You do not have to become a wife to say, I need to do this as a wife. No. Terry Zeta has done these things, and once you acquire those things, and it seems as though when I acquire those things, he will then find those things. Mm-hmm. He who finds a wife.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He will then see those things, which will be a help me.
Yeah.
To him. So before, if I was 29 next year, I've probably been poured in tears, because there's been many times in my own solitude. I love my quiet place. I love my quiet time. I love hanging out. I'm all the way extrovert. I love it. I love conversations. But when I get home, I reflect so much. Okay, how did you do this? What was this? How did that go? And that's when the waterworks came in my 20s. I was really upset with God. Like, you're not fulfilling your word in my life. Mm-hmm. But it took some time to understand that there are some things that God has for me. Yeah. Personally, individually first. Mm-hmm. And as I'm seeing that, I'm blown away. So, to answer the question today, no pressure. I have no pressure for what society says a 33-year-old woman should have at this time, what she should be acquiring. I have no pressure. And awesome. That's beautiful.
Yes. Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. We are strong women achieving greatness. And I'm just excited about how this is moving forward. And I know that many of us will be able to share our stories. If you get a letter and you are going to be featured in the swag spotlight. I hope you take that time to reflect back and look at yourself and say, gosh, you're great. We love you guys. Have a good Saturday. Enjoy yourself. I think Greenie's done smiling now.
I am. Bye.
Bye.